Nadia, a girl in her late 20s, came to Bangalore to start a new life with a new job. This was the first time in her life she was stepping outside her comfort zone, leaving her parents and hometown behind to live on her own. She had already found a place to live, a women's hostel, which was conveniently located closer to her workplace. Nadia had to share her room with another lady, Madhu, who, unlike Nadia, was very talkative. She was also very helpful and kind. They both got along very well. Madhu took time to take Nadia around the big place and helped her make necessary arrangements to settle in comfortably. Nadia was very grateful to Madhu for all her help, but she was also hesitant to do things which Madhu did, like go out to parties all the time, meet new people, make friends, etc. A few months had passed, and Nadia was now living comfortably in her new place and was not homesick anymore like she was when she arrived. She had also grown very fond of Madhu. It was a night before weekend. Madhu arrived excited and overjoyed as she had been promoted. She was offered a new role that she had been waiting for a very long time. It was a night to celebrate. Madhu had already informed few of her friends and had made plans to have a small party in a pub nearby. Nadia was a bit hesitant to join as always, but Madhu insisted that this time she had no choice but join the party as it was a special occasion, it was a night to celebrate. Nadia agreed reluctantly. It was the first time ever Nadia was attending a party in a pub. Madhu helped her with her wardrobe, during which she found a talisman around Nadia's neck. When she asked her about it, Nadia told her that she was wearing it for protection. So Madhu told her to take it off as it was not going along with the dress she was wearing. Nadia told her that if she took it off, things would go terribly wrong and she didn't really want to do it. Madhu just laughed at her remark as she did not believe in any kind of superstition. Nadia told her that she was very sick a few years ago and her family had to go through a traumatic phase. She faintly recalled some kind of ritual being held which made her better. She didn't remember most of what happened as though it was erased from her memory. Madhu told her that she could take off the talisman just till the party is over and she can put it back again. It was just for a while, and what could possibly go wrong? Nadia took off the talisman, which she had been wearing for 5 years. Suddenly, the window in their room, which was shut, was pushed open by a gust of wind, and it also knocked over some books and other things that was on the table nearby. Nadia was shocked. She looked at the window and then at Madhu, startled. Madhu just waved her hand like it was nothing and she shut the window and they left for the party. Nadia had a great time at the party with Madhu and her friends, although she did not consume any alcohol. After a few hours, they all parted ways and Madhu was driving back home along with Nadia. It was just after midnight. They were minutes away from their residence when all the street lights went out and it was pitch black. The only light they could see was coming from their car. They could barely see anything else, and they felt like they were in an unknown world. Suddenly, there was thick fog covering their car from all around. Nadia and Madhu, terrified, locked their car doors and sat still. Few minutes later, the fog lifted and the street lights came back on. This is when they saw a smoky frame far away from them. It had glowing eyes and was staring right at them. At that moment, Nadia, who had a horrified look on her face, held Madhu's hand tightly and whispered, "I remember it now. I remember it all." Nadia came home one evening looking distraught. She told her parents how some students who always bullied her had forced her to step into an abandoned house near her college. There were rumors that a Jinn resided in that house. Nadia broke down crying, telling her parents how she was literally dragged and pushed into that house and how she was kept locked up there for a few minutes. Nadia's parents somehow comforted her And the next day, students who had been bullying her were suspended from college as Nadia's parents took up the matter with the college head. But their nightmares had just begun, and it was certainly not those students. Over the next few days, Nadia's parents witnessed a complete change in her personality. She started sleeping longer hours and still looked very exhausted. She appeared to be angry all the time and would make low growling sounds. She barely ate any food, not even her favorites. Her parents were heartbroken to see their child like this, and hospital visits made everything worse. Nadia suffered for weeks till her parents realized that all of this had started exactly after the incident at the abandoned house. An exorcism was performed to relieve Nadia of her possession, and during the process they found out that in fact she was possessed by a jinn which was residing at the abandoned house, and the rumors were true. Nadia was given a talisman after the exorcism ritual was successful. Her parents were told that she may not recall most of what happened, but come what may, she should never take it off. And if that happens, the jinn will take possession again and will wreak havoc. Nadia was still sitting in the car with Madhu. By the time she had finished sharing her story, she was sounding completely different. Madhu, a non-believer, was now sitting right next to her friend who was not her friend anymore. She was sitting next to something that was staring right at her. In her heart, Madhu knew that there was no getting away from whatever this was, and her end was near. But for some reason, a possessed Nadia wouldn't hurt her. It was as though behind those terrifying eyes, there was still a little part of Nadia that was trying to keep her friend safe from the jinn who had taken over her body. It appeared as though Nadia's soul was fighting the jinn that was inside her now. Madhu saw Nadia struggle with herself and fighting herself for a few minutes before she opened the car door and walked away into the darkness, never to be seen again. Nadia's family and friends are still waiting for her, and they strongly believe that she will come back home someday. Jinn, also known as genie, are invisible creatures inhabiting Earth just like us humans. Unseen by us, they say that genies are also capable of choosing between good and evil and are accountable for their deeds, and they eventually face either salvation or damnation. They are smokeless flames by nature, in the same manner in which humans are said to be made of earth. Although generally invisible, jinn can change at will and take various forms. They may also appear as lizards, scorpions, snakes, or humans. They are even known to engage in a relationship with a human being and produce an offspring and lead a normal family life. While marriages are permissible between a human being and a jinn, it is considered undesirable and some strictly forbid it. Offspring of a human-jinn relationship are always gifted. It is arguable whether a man can win against a jinn in a combat. Since jinn have the ability to shape-shift, humans mostly fear their invisible form in which they could attack without being seen. It is also believed that jinn are responsible for spreading diseases, and they also play tricks leading to mental trauma among people. Jinn are known to seek revenge on those who hurt them by possessing their body. And those who believe in their existence usually wear amulets to protect themselves. People who perform black magic use jinn to cause harm to others. And psychics are also known to seek help from jinn to know the hidden truth or people's past. While some believed that jinn can physically possess a human being, there are others who deny the possibility and say that jinn can only manipulate humans by whispering to them. And then there are non-believers who think it's a psychological issue, and it is so strongly imagined that people end up seeing things that aren't even there. Most often, people who fear supernatural entities are those who have grown up hearing such tales. They end up seeing creatures and other things from those stories, especially when they're alone and scared. But does this mean that such things don't exist? Jinn are known to have bodies that are 90% spirit and 10% flesh. They resemble humans in many regards, and their subtle matter enables them to change their shape, move with a blink of an eye, and also fly. It is believed that a jinn cannot possess a human being as and when it pleases. The person has to be weak from insecurities, mental illness, and depression. In Egypt, people believe sleep paralysis as jinn attack. Whenever this happens, they recite prayers to protect themselves. As per Iranian folklore, sleep paralysis is attributed to a different supernatural entity such as Baktak, also known as a night hag. And people who have epileptic attack very often are believed to be a victim of jinn. They draw a circle around the victim using iron blades while citing God's name. We have a video uploaded on sleep paralysis which happened many years ago. It was real and nothing like a nightmare. It happened to me once, and that's enough to give me chills even now when I think of it. Well, what me and 3 other friends of mine witnessed later that day was beyond our understanding. Please do watch our video for more details on that. Thank you all so much for watching our videos. We'll be back with more soon. Till then, take care and stay safe.